Hello and welcome to my knife channel. Well, I'm trying to restore this poor little knife here, and just want to show you some of the progress I've made. I've turned him into a sheep's foot, and I'm starting to get some of the rust off on it. This side still needs a lot of work, and I'm thinking about just disassembling this thing because it really... What I'm basically trying to do with this knife is restore some of its dignity it once had, because its original owner, usually if you break one tip off of a tool, a multi-tool, you kind of like realize you're using the wrong thing. But I want to get underneath these bolsters and see what's underneath there. I've shined a little bit of... What I'm using is this stuff called Rust Eraser. It's just a foam impregnated thing that's semi-abrasive. I'm taking this to clean some of the nooks and crannies, and then you've got your normal little Stanley assorted screwdrivers that you can get in there, flatheads and stuff, and dig around. I'm going to use this to pry off one of these bolsters here and see what we get. I know I'm going to need to remove that bail. This looks a little too big. I need a smaller one. I've never done this before. I don't know if this is the proper way to do it, but oh well. Live and learn. That one I'm going to break the tip off of. This one's a little bit bigger and... Yep, there we go. Not too bad. Peel it off like a tater. You probably only have to do one side of each. I was thinking I was going to have to do all four. It's not easy getting underneath that lip in there. Don't use a knife on this. You see me not using that toothpick in here because it's a good way to break it. I'd rather break one of these little tools than the tip of my knife. Alright, I'll just pause this right now. It's going to take a little effort. Alright, I got this guy in there and bent up a little bit just to give me a little lip for this one. And there we go. We're getting it. We're getting there, and there we go. Yeah. So yeah, as you can see, these are just simulated covers. Or they're covers, but they're held on with this instead of solder. And here's the little clevis or bail. I can get at that a little bit better now. But yeah, if I wouldn't have done anything, all this rust would have remained in here. So, as you can see, it is now. I'm gonna hit this a little bit like this. A little bit of that. I'll put some oil on it too later on. Clean it up. I'm just doing a dry run on it. And here are your pins. I don't really want to knock these out. I mean, I could, but I don't have any replacements. And you see how that's bowed? If I was to take a pin punch and knock it through, I could probably get it through. Just don't know if I've got the right size pin punch. And a lot of times you'll mess something up if you're using the wrong tool for the job. You'll either mess up the tool you're using or mess up what you're working on. It's always better to try to go for what's the right size instead of something the wrong size. Anyway, I'm going to clean up some more on this. Just had to show you how to disassemble those. It's got this little tab here, and you only need to get one side. Pry it up a little bit, and then you can get in here. And then this will give me more access to cleaning this thing out. I'm debating whether to take it apart because it it's working now, you know? I mean, all I need to do is clean it, so I can just soak it in oil and start, you know, WD-40ing the crap out of it. Stuff like that. Anyway, I thought I'd put that up there for you for people that have never seen. And that just reminds me, if you get a knife, you know, like this, and the covers are cracked, you usually can get them for pretty cheap, you know, like maybe $5. All you need to do is get maybe one where the blade was all messed up and you didn't, or it was, say it was broken off right here. You could still make it a little short Warncliffe or sheepsfoot. But, yeah, anyway, I'm rambling. Just wanted to show you my progress on the Kamp King restoration. Thank you for watching. There will be more. Yeah, you can use like 320 grit sandpaper, emery cloth. This stuff works pretty well for when you've got a lot of rust. I reprofiled, it's a large flathead now. It's not, I could try to taper it down and everything, but I'm not really going to use it as a screwdriver. It's still a cap lifter. I took the took it to my vise and smacked on a little bit and tried to straighten it out and got it a little bit straighter. But like I said, this thing is just, I'm just going to restore it enough that it's functional again, and maybe take it out and use it sometime, but not just have it die a horrible death. This thing looks like it was stored in a swamp, man, the bottom of a swamp. It's like when they pull up World War II tanks out of Poland and stuff out of a swamp. That's what this thing looked like. It was stored in water. Anyway, I'm not going to, the way you would do this is you would grind off these pins right here a little bit on each one, just the head. Just grind that off a little bit and then take a punch and punch these things out. But then when you go to replace it, you should have other pins because you're not going to have enough head there to hold them together if you try to reuse them. So I'm not going to take it apart. It's already apart enough for what I want to do. And I'm just going to clean it out some more. Just be careful when you're doing this, because you can get yourself with these blades. But I'm just going to get in here and start cleaning in there. Get all that straightened out as much as I can. This is where emery cloth comes in handy. You can just put it in there and go back and forth. And to push on it, to give it some oomph, you can put one of your little screwdrivers in there. And just hold the emery cloth and, whoa. What a mess. Oil works, you know, but it wouldn't knock all the surface crap down. I want to get all the rust down, as much rust as I can. There we go. Fold it up. Fold it like that, and you get both sides at once. 200-year-old swamp dust. Actually, it couldn't be 200 because this is 46 to 56, I believe, when the stamp is, so. But it looks like it had some 50s water in there for quite a while. This thing's older than me. I probably look like this on the inside, too. All rusty. Alright. I'll just show you. That's an example of what you do. And then you get a bunch of oil and spray it in there and get it everywhere. Alrighty, so here we go. I got it put back together and cleaned up. And now it's a nice little sheepsfoot on it. Some of this is pitting. And the blade is just a little bent. I haven't fixed that yet, but it has kind of a dish shape to it on this. I have to put it on the vise and smack the crap out of it. But this is pitting. I mean, some of this you're not going to get out unless you do industrial strength digging in there and take out a lot of metal. And I wasn't trying to bring it back to original condition. I just wanted to get the rust off of it, reprofile the blade, and get it back to where it's not a rust bucket. I used some of this stuff, break-free CLP. I've had it for quite a while, as you can tell. And use that in there. It's called CLP because it's cleaner, lubricant, protectant. So I knew I was going to be using a lot. That's why I didn't use my nano oil and stuff. And to get this back in, you just slip one side on. The bail side over here is the one that I didn't pry on. So I just put the bail back on. It just kind of like slides over and clips in. And then this piece right here, I just squeezed with the pliers. Here I am zoomed in again. I just squeezed with the needle nose pliers. Just push that in a little bit. But it's pretty good. It's easier to open now. Like I said, I can just detect a little bit of a, I don't know if you can you see that? It's from whoever was prying on this thing. See how it's kind of goes that way a little bit. It doesn't hit any other blades in here though, so it's not done too badly. This guy is now just going to be a big standard screwdriver. It'll work for those big standard screw heads. The bottle lifter still works. Can opener still works. See, it's still seeping oil from the cleaning. Not completely cleaning, just basically. It's not 100% restored, but it's 100% better than what it was. And our awl is here. So yeah, basically I was just trying to give a little bit of life back to this guy. And now it's something that you could use. Oh, and I sharpened a blade too. So it's sharp. Good to go. There you go. To me it was like when you see an abused animal, and you just want to take care of it, fix it. With this knife, it was like somebody really abused the crap out of it. And it needed to be restored at least a little bit so it can sit up there and say, hey, I've had a rough life, but now I got it easy. Thank you for watching, and have a nice day.